Hey guys, hello and welcome to Unveiled for Speed. In today's video, I'm going to be driving the Nissan Qashqai once again. This is the new facelifted Nissan Qashqai, and today I have got the N-Design version. So this is the new trim level that sits alongside the Tekna model, and it comes with a few design options which are supposed to make the car look a little bit more stylish. So I'll take you around some of those designs and I'll explain a little bit about the glass roof situation, which I was really confused about, and a lot of you have been asking questions about that, so I'll explain that to you as well. But to start with, let's take a look around the exterior of the car. So if we start at the front of the car, if you haven't watched the previous videos, then you won't know some of the exterior changes. But if we start at the front of the car, you can see this front, you still have the V-Motion grille, but it's a lot bigger now, and it comes with that sort of pattern in there which makes it look like samurai battle armor. You get the comma shaped hot foil stamps on the side as well, which lead up to this new designed headlights which incorporate the daylight running lights, and you have again the comma design in the lights. Because this is the N-Design trim level, you get body colored front bumper and this black trim instead of the chrome trim or the silver trim as you have in other vehicles in the other styles. As we move towards the side of the car, you get, well, this one in particular sits on 20-inch wheels. The new Qashqai can come in 18, 19 or 20-inch wheels, and it comes with this new 6-spoke wheel design which I've already mentioned about in one of my previous videos. I think it looks really cool because it has this sort of chrome trim on the exterior, and it looks black in the gloss black in the inside. When the car is being driven, it looks like the wheels are floating. It looks really cool, and it's more efficient for aerodynamics, but there's also some space for brake cooling. How effective that is, I'm not entirely sure, but it looks pretty cool. As we move more towards the side of the car, you have again more body colored side skirts as well in the N-Design grade. Looks quite stylish. You get the black mirror, back of the mirrors, and you get a black roof. This one does come with the glass roof. I'll explain that when I get into the interior of the car. As we move towards the back of the car, again, you have, with the new Qashqai, you have a new designed rear bumper, and you get those new designed lights as well. And again, more body colored trim. So overall, that's the new Qashqai. This is the N-Design grade. I think it looks a little bit more stylish. I was a bit skeptical about the body colored features, but when I saw it in person, I thought it looked really cool. Obviously, with it being a sort of crossover SUV, you're usually used to having the sort of black wheel arches, but I think it looks really good in this color. I'll show you around some of the interior features, and then I'll take it out for a drive as well. Let's go. So I've already spoken about the interior of the Nissan Qashqai in my previous videos, but because I'm in the N-Design grade, I want to show you a little bit about the interior features of this car. So generally the rest of the car is the same. You still get the same steering wheel, the same 12.3-inch infotainment system, 12.3-inch driver display, but you get lots of Alcantara around the cabin. You got Alcantara on the dashboard, you got Alcantara on the door cards, and it's just really nice to touch. I mean, sometimes a lot of Alcantara feels a little bit tacky, but I think in this particular car, because it has a loads of other plastic and leather materials, especially on the seats as well, you get this sort of leather trim. I think it looks really good. Because this is the N-Design grade, you get Qashqai embossed in the seats as well. I think that's a really cool touch. And then you get this quilted leather as well. Really comfortable, nice, and it doesn't hug you too much. Again, I think because this car is designed for families, it's designed for most situations, I think it's appropriate for most kind of people. On the center console, you get this new sort of pattern, which I think again looks really cool, with this dark silver. I think it does contrast the rest of the car quite well as well. With this being the N-Design grade, again, it's quite dark in here, but I think that contrasts it really well, and you get the same trim on the dashboard over here as well. What else I want to talk about is the glass roof. Now, I've had a lot of questions about this panoramic roof, and here it is. If I simply press this button and hold on to it, there we have the glass roof. Now, in my previous video, I drove a Tekna version of this car, which didn't come with a glass roof, but that was a prototype vehicle, I'm being told. So what my understanding of the glass roof is, on the Acenta Premium, it doesn't come as standard. On the N-Connecta, it comes as an option, and then the Tekna and N-Design and Tekna Plus, you can get it. It comes as standard. So because this is the N-Design car, it comes as standard, and because of that, now the entire cabin feels quite light and quite airy. It feels a little bit more spacious, and I think the styling changes that have happened inside the car are complemented with that light that comes into the cabin. The pillars are quite narrow. I mean, they could be narrower, but they're quite narrow, so visibility is great all around. You get the big wing mirrors, as you can just probably see from the camera there. I think it's really cool. In terms of some tech, you get wireless charging now. Just over here, you get a wireless charging pad, and you get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. But when we talk about this infotainment system, now the new features in the infotainment system include your Google Assistant. So if we go onto the apps over here, I'm so used to driving the Qashqai or seeing it from the left hand side, so the passenger side. Now I'm sat in the UK version of the car, so I'm seeing it from this side. So you got all your menu buttons on this side, and you've got your Google Play Store, your Google Assistant, and your Google Maps. Those are the three main Google changes. Aside from that, you got a load of other stuff, like if you want to use Amazon Alexa, if you want to use Waze, you can use all these other systems. And you also got interior ambient lighting, which you can change to match your mood, and there is 60 different colors and tones that you can choose from. It's daylight, so you can't really see the lighting inside the cabin, but you can just choose from a range of these colors, so that's really cool as well. You also get some driver assist features, some safety features as per European regulations, and you can turn those off by simply pressing two buttons on the steering wheel. So you simply press the one button, and that's not going to show me right now because I've got one of the doors up. Actually, no, let me start the car. Right, so all you have to do is you press this button over here, and do I need to put my seatbelt on? Maybe I need to put my seatbelt on. So if I press, okay. So if I press this button over here, there you have the shortcut menu come up, and I can just click Driver Assist Custom. And that turns it on. So I can turn on the driver assist modes to whatever I would like, to my custom modes. If I don't like lane keep assist, for example, I can turn that off. If I don't like the speed warning, I can turn that to just a visible warning or a sound warning as well. So again, you can customize all that, and Nissan have done that really well to put it into a 2-button system. So I think that's really cool. But of course, that's the same with all the new Qashqais. For today, I'm literally focusing on this new N-Design grade, and I think the changes that have been made look really stylish, and I think they suit the car. So what is the car like to drive, especially now that I've got the car here on UK roads? I've already driven this car and I've already given my full driving impressions of the car, and if you want to watch that video, then make sure you click the link up here. But I'm going to briefly tell you about how this car feels to drive, particularly because now I've got my hands on this N-Design model, and we're here in the UK on the UK roads, which aren't always the best quality. So what can I tell you about the car in terms of its driving? Well, first and foremost, you got this drive selector mode here, which I really quite like this, how you just sort of push it back and forth. It's really stylish and it doesn't get in your way quite a lot. I really quite like that. In terms of setting off, this car could do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 7.9 seconds, and because it's on e-power, so the petrol engine is not actually powering the wheels, it's got that nice smooth feeling. It's almost like an electric car because the wheels are powered by electricity, by the motors, rather than the engine. The engine is there to charge the 2.1 kilowatt hour battery so that you can power the wheels. Now, as you speed up a little bit, up to, this is a 60 miles an hour road, you can start to hear that engine a little bit more, but the Qashqai actually has soundproofing because of this microphone here. So you get noise cancellation. So it's not as much as I would have thought. Quite often in the e-power models, it's been criticized for being quite loud in the cabin when you can hear that engine sound come in, and the engine sound doesn't have any correlation with the speed of the road. So quite often you can be driving at 40 miles an hour, let's say, at constant speed, where you don't really need to apply much power, but the engine will be sounding quite loud. Other than that, this car, we've got 330 Newton meters of torque, we've got 190 horsepower. It's perfectly fine when it comes to the amount of power that it needs to get going. But this is where this car really excels, in the low speed driving around the town. When it comes to parking, it's just nice and smooth, it's nice and easy, and obviously with that hybrid power, you've got a better fuel economy. This car, I believe, can achieve or should achieve around 54 miles per gallon. So you definitely get some cost savings in terms of efficiency. When it comes to the driving position and the comfort levels, you get a higher ride height than you would expect in most other cars. You get that SUV experience when it comes to the eye line, and you get a good view, great visibility out the front. This A-pillar doesn't intrude your vision that often, so you get a nice visibility out the front. The wing mirrors are quite large, so you can see great out the sides. The back mirror, again, this interior mirror is slightly on the thinner side, but you shouldn't really have much problems looking out of the back as well. Other than that, you still get the 360 camera. So when it comes to parking, that's great for when you're trying to get into, look into the sort of blind spots when you're parking your car. You've got all sorts of other driver assistance features. So all in all, I think when it comes to the driving experience of this car, it's only been improved over the previous Qashqai. And then when you add on to that the fact that this car costs quite similar to the previous Qashqai, it's only about £500 more, I believe. And obviously you don't have the Visia trim, the entry-level trims, so you start with the Acenta Premium. This particular car that I'm driving costs around £39,500, but because this is finished in the metallic blue paint, that's a £750 extra, so it costs around 40,000 and a half, or just over 40,000. And I thought, well, in general, Nissan have done well to keep the price of the Qashqai around the 40,000 or below mark. So I think that's a win on Nissan's part. Overall then, when you include the upgrades that this car has over the previous car, the styling that this car has over the previous car, and of course the design features that this N-Design model has, I think this is a very attractive car, and I think it's going to be quite popular. I've already seen many people who have opted for this new Qashqai, some people who have ordered the previous one and then gone for the new one, many people who are interested in the glass roof. I think we're going to see this car in huge quantities on the road, and I've already seen one today. I mean, it's already just the end of July and I've already seen one out on the road, so deliveries have started, and I think it looks pretty good on the road. If you enjoyed this video, if you like my driving impressions, if you like everything, all the information that I'm able to tell you, then please make sure you like this video. Please subscribe to this video, because with your support I can go out and drive more cars, and I can bring to you more information and hopefully some consumer advice when it comes to buying these cars. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.